everyone, my name is Zharas Saina and today I'm glad to welcome you to my channel. In today's video we will talk about the tragic fire at the Apollo 1 mission test. The Apollo 1 fire, which claimed the lives of 3 astronauts 45 years ago today, was NASA's first significant catastrophe. However, it also signaled the start of NASA's ongoing effort to improve upon its errors. What a costly error it turned out to be. On January 27, 1967, Virgil Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee, the first crew of America's manned moon program, Apollo, prepared for their upcoming launch by flying the Apollo capsule to Earth orbit in order to test the craft for moon flights. It was anticipated that there wouldn't be much risk involved in this ground test. Let's look at the all causes of this accident. The primary issue emerged when Gus Grissom entered the shuttle and was associated with the oxygen supply framework from the shuttle. He described the bizarre scent within the spacesuit circle as an acrid scent. Another issue was the indication of total oxygen utilization, which occasionally activated the must alert. The men examined this issue with the staff of the Natural Control Framework, who accepted that the total utilization was caused by the movement of the team. The third genuine issue emerged with the field of communication. To begin with, it appeared that defective communication existed exclusively between Commander Grissom and the control room. The group made alterations. 4 seconds afterward, a space explorer, likely Chaffee, declared nearly casually over the intercom, "Fire, I can send fire." 2 seconds afterward, space traveler White's voice sounded more resolute, "Fire within the cockpit." In order to fully delve into the origin of this incident, let's look at the timeline of this event. Apollo 1 fire timeline. The event was on 7th January in 1967. At 6 p.m., the common pilot, the pilot, and the senior pilot entered the spacecraft. At 6:20 p.m., count was held when the common pilot noted a door in spacecraft environmental control system suited to oxygen. At 10:40 p.m., count held while communication difficulties checked. Various final countdown functions performed during hold as communications permitted. At 11:20 p.m., for the next 10 minutes, no event related to fire. Major activity was routine troubleshooting of communications problems. At 11:30 p.m., slight increase in pulse and respiratory rate noted from senior pilot. At 11:31 p.m., oxygen flow rate reached the limit of the sensor. At 11 hours 31 minutes 10 seconds, first voice transmitted ended. At 11 hours 31 minutes 25 seconds, command module atmosphere reached a lethal stage characterized by rapid production of high concentration of carbon monoxide. Following a loss of pressure and with fire throughout the crew compartment, the remaining atmosphere quickly became deficient in oxygen and could not support continued combustion. A heavy smoke formed and large amounts of soot deposited on most spacecraft interior surfaces. At 11:32 p.m., fire apparatus and firefighting personnel were dispatched. At 11:36 p.m., hatches opened, outer hatches removed, resuscitation of crew impossible. 17th of February 1967, command module moved to pyrotechnics installation building to KSC, where better working conditions were available. 27th of March 1967, disassembly of command module completed. And now, at the end, let's look at the all new innovations and changes NASA has undertaken since the tragic fire. The surroundings of pure oxygen inside the Apollo capsule was highly combustible, according to the investigation into the fire. NASA decided to replace the oxygen atmosphere with one that contained both oxygen and nitrogen. The escape system was also improved, and hatch that could be opened from inside the capsule was added. All things considered, the Apollo 1 fire was tragedy that compelled NASA to implement major changes to guarantee the security of its astronauts and spacecraft. Builders of spacecraft have learned a lot, a lot about creating safer spacecraft in the 45 years since that day. Bill Jones, chief engineer at Lockheed Martin for the Origin capsule, NASA's next generation spacecraft being designed to carry astronauts to deep space, said. From a human safety perspective, I think because of the shock that the industry went through following the Apollo 1 fire, I think they set a great foundation since the recovery from Apollo 1. I think people have been able to make good refinements. At the end of this video, I want to say that this Apollo 1 mission to test a test flight to the moon ended in a fire in the spacecraft. So NASA reviewed the entire tragedy and made major changes to the design itself, thoroughly settling all the points that were burned during the fire, making the ship safer for future astronauts. But this tragedy will always be a lesson for NASA and the organizers of the Apollo 1 project. That is the end of my video about the Apollo 1. I want to thank you for your attention, so see you later. Goodbye.